So I want to be a little bit cautious about talking about this, right? Because I want to remind people Mother Nature's in the room, right? And so we have a forecast. Forecasts are updated 4 times a day. Okay, so every 6 hours we're updating this and running our models. So when you ask that question, I want to make sure that there's certain error bars. The other day, the storm parked over us for a little longer, and the inflow went up. Over the last couple days, it was warmer, nicer, light winds, and the inflow went down farther. So it goes both ways for us, right? But our models at the moment, based on what was handed to me, we're sitting just about 45,000 CFS coming in. Okay, again, we're releasing 100,000 CFS, so we have a net gain of about 55,000 CFS, and that's why we don't expect to see that bump in the reservoir surface, because we've already made up enough storage space to manage that inflow. And then again, it'll start to drop back off after the storm goes by.
So what was saying, I said, give us a timeline. When do you think you'll go back to the first test, this next round of course, so we can get this up to how well they
What part holding up? This next storm won't pose a threat to the emergency spillway and the work we're doing there, other than slowing us up a little bit, again subject to those wet conditions or the effect on air operations. The storm really doesn't have any impact on the the flood control spillway or the main spillway with this inflow. This hydrology coming into this reservoir really won't have any impact. But any concern we have related to the spillway, the flood control spillway or the main spillway, is really related to its stability. So we're pushing a lot of water for a number of days over the end of that structure, and it's holding up very well. But we are monitoring that spillway as well as all the other little pieces that we have in place to make sure that if anything's starting to change, we're aware of that right away. If there's a changed condition, then we're informed. And if there's a situation that develops, we have an opportunity to hit the red phone, and so that myself, the sheriff, and our CAL FIRE IC can evaluate that information very quickly and respond appropriately. Right now, I'm really happy with the function of the structures we have in place, the production of the mitigation measures that are being in place. We have additional contingency plans put in place, and we're implementing some of those to make sure that we're doing everything we can to reduce the threat to the public. I think the concern that was identified in the emergency spillway is really related to how the erosion affected that material. And so the armoring of that material will mitigate the threat of that erosion in the future. So as we continue to armor and pretty much glue it together, so to speak, that will help us, if we had to use that facility again, that we could use it and minimize that threat. Sure, it's a good question. We're monitoring and concerned with all of this facility, right? There has been a lot of discussion. There's a lot of visual activity related to the mitigation work that's needed to armor up and protect that site. So a lot of trucks, a lot of concrete, a lot of helicopters. It's kind of like a war zone for all the right reasons out there. So that's not the only place that we're concerned about. We're concerned about the flood control spillway and its health and maintaining that structure. We're monitoring the lower portions of that chute. Again, they've been very stable. We're really happy about that. We're also taking other protective measures to make sure that it stays that way. We're managing the debris that's moving down the hill as part of the erosion, as part of the lower part of the spillway. We're taking protective measures on the powerhouse to make sure that it isn't compromised by the water that's pushing up against that. All of those things need to be monitored, constantly adjusted, and that's why we have a wide variety of contingency measures, some that are being put in place. We have, continuing to improve our communication, putting additional remote cameras up so that we can push that information quicker back to the incident command team so that we can get more people's eyes on the situation. That doesn't mean that things are changing. That means that we're aggressively attacking the environment to make sure we understand everything that's happening or not happening.